MidWest 182 informational. I will be monitoring all night, so yeah, things are looking kind of nasty on the convective outlook. I'll be here at 6 KGB.
This is KB9UOP, Midwest 125, the Midwest 3 Storm Track and Response Center. Be prepared for cells to possibly present themselves in a more severe nature. They're coming out in front of the main outflow, or the derecho that's up in the Eau Claire area. So we got shower and thunderstorm activity popping up all around the area, so just be prepared. KB9UOP.
Yeah, copy that. I was just looking at the most recent soundings too, and based on what I was seeing out of KMSN, if it doesn't cool off quite a bit more pretty quickly, we're going to be warm enough to start generating our own storms down here as well. So, yeah, it seems to be.
N9BDR repeater.
KB9UOP, Midwest 125 of the Midwest Severe Storm Track and Response Center. Currently we're monitoring multiple inbound cells that are popping out in front of the main line of bow echoing. It's pretty much turned into a giant bow echo or derecho that is making its way to the southeast, but this is some pop-up development out in front, and it is kind of showing some signs of increased activity. It showed some signs of diminishment, but it looks like it's taken another huff and puff, so we'll be monitoring the situation as it develops, and we'll let you know if we see anything more treacherous. There is, it's mostly shower and thunderstorm activity coming through. There is one particular cell near the DeForest area that has a little hail track on it. Other than that, you're just going to hear lots of intense cloud-to-ground lightning. So if you hear the sounds of, if you're waking up to the sounds of rumbling and thunder, that's pretty much what's happening as these cells make their way through. KB9UOP, Midwest 125 will be standing by.
Yeah, Midwest 182, just informational. This isn't a report by any cell that's headed northwest across Madison, just hit Middleton right now, and it dumped pretty hard for a couple of minutes. We're down to sprinkles, but it's going to, again, I'm going to be kind of monitoring the situation all night, and we'll see what happens with it. Midwest 182 and 6 KGB.
Copy that. Appreciate all the help. KB9UOP.
But yeah, again, I'm going to keep an eye on those and see what happens with them. And 6 KGB.
N9BDR repeater.
Copy that. I'm in a area. I was in an area of intensification, but now it's kind of like sort of an area of rain-free basin. I'm just outside of Sun Prairie, taking a look on a nice hilltop, so I got a good view, but not seeing any rotational eddies or anything that would warrant any concern yet at this time, but I got the radar on the vehicle, and we'll keep an eye on her and see what we can find out. 9UOP.
Yeah, copy that. In the last frame on level 2, like I said, it looked like there was a notch starting to form on top of Burke, but that broke up, and I don't know, there's something in between Burke and Cottage Grove that might start to rotate, so that would be, if you're near Sun Prairie, that would be almost directly to your south right now, but it's hard to tell, obviously, what it's going to do. And 6 KGB.
KB9UOP, forgot your call sign breaking station out there that I talked to earlier. You got the level 2 data. Do you see anything just northwest of Sun Prairie on SRVs? I see what appears to be a rotational couplet, but there's a lot of unregistered clutter that also showed up on the radar pane, and I'm not sure.
6 and 6 KGB. Let me switch over to, I'm going to check radio and relative, and I'll break back in.
Copy that. Thank you very much.
And 6 KGB again. I just checked the radio on, and there's nothing there, but there's so much folding going on. What you're looking at now on relative, I mean, there's like a really, really small area where we've got what would be a couplet, but again, there's a lot of folding in that area, and it's really, really hard to see exactly what's going on. But we do have what looks like it could be a couplet. If it is, though, I'm going to call it the convergence couplet, so there's going to be an updraft there.
Probably about at least a minute or two ago, I did see a little bit of a lowering, but it's all rain wrapped and enveloped now. So, but yeah, I saw that pop up on my SRVs, which now just updated and it's gone. So, and yeah, there was a lot of folding going on in that area. So, I just thought I'd double check with the level 2 because I don't have that. So, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're quite welcome. And of course, I'm in the same position when I'm in the car too. I use Fickle, and it's good, but it's it's still level 3. You just can't try to force level 2 down that kind of bandwidth. But yeah, I'll keep an eye on it. I'm back on relative or on radio again, and again, I'm kind of seeing the same thing. I'm going to say there was definitely a convergence there, but it's been going on. Like, it's trying to tell me that the winds in that area are almost still, and I know that can't be right. And 6 KGB.
Yeah, copy that. Yeah, that definitely can't be right. So I'm not getting too much wind movement. Most of it is rain, but I am seeing we do get some gusting once in a while. So I see a couple of rains through, then the rain subsides, and I see some low hangers. Could be scud, but I'm trying to see between the lightning flashes and cross-check it with the radar. So it's hard to pinpoint and say, but there could be some eddies going on up in there and stuff like that. So, but I always appreciate the double check. So, KB9 UOP will be monitoring.
Yeah, again, copy that. And hopefully, when the next update comes, I'll have some better information. But who knows? Monitoring in 6 KGB.
And UOP with observation. Yeah, we're definitely in a nice, intense level of rain-free base right here. I definitely see a lowering area. I'm looking for some sign of rotation. But yeah, definitely in a rain-free base. The temperature and the humidity is just through the roof right over here. But yeah, we're definitely underneath a rain-free lowering.
Yeah, I'm showing temp over in that area about 78 F. Would you call that accurate? And 6 KGB.
You can definitely confirm that.
And QT was showing, this is something I was saying earlier, QT was showing a convective temperature about 77. So that, yeah, it fits. This could get interesting. And 6 KGB.
It's definitely intensifying. Cloud-to-ground lightning is increasing. A little bit of rain, but I can still see the rain-free base area just to my north. Wow, it's like the rain hasn't done nothing to cool anything down at all. There's a lot, it's just exciting the atmosphere further. Wow, this is intense.
and 6 KGB again. Are you logged in? You're logged in the spotter network right now, aren't you?
That would be affirmative.
Okay, yeah, I've got your GPS location then, so I know exactly where you're sitting. And you say that rain-free base is to your, let's call it north, 15 degrees?
That's affirmative.
Copy that. I see it on radar now, so I'm looking at exactly the same thing you're looking at.
It's hard to decipher. It's there, but it's hard to decipher because there's range shafts around it and lots of C to G and C to C, so it's hard to tell. It would be nice if there was something behind it. I'm kind of waiting for that right lightning flash to pop up and do that, but it's all around me, and I could see rain curtains and stuff, but there's no definite defined lowering that I can see. But I'll definitely keep an eye on it. I'll update that. Nothing that would define like a wall cloud or anything like that.
I'm showing, here's a couple of pieces of data for you. I'm showing echo tops in the area between 40 and 50 feet. Check that 40 and 45 thousand. Just your, I'm going to call it about 3, 4, 5, so you're north and northeast. I'm seeing on radar what looks like it might be the start of an inflow notch. And right in the area you're talking about, again, there's a lot of folding and occlusion and all kinds of other stuff, but there's some variable winds, but not rotational. Now to your, let's call it 3-0, almost true northwest over by Morrisonville. I'm seeing a rotational couplet over there, just off the edge of a bunch of folding. So I'm going to keep an eye on that as well in 6 KGB.
We're definitely monitoring to the northwest, northeast. We got good vantage points, pretty much northwest, north, and northeast.
And I just checked storm relative right there by Morrisonville. Looks like there's going to be about maybe 20 knots rotation, and that's going to be west-northwest of Morrisonville. Then, yeah, that spot up by Baker's Corners, I'm not seeing any rotation there at all on storm relative, but there's obviously a heck of an upflow. They're getting radar indicated half-inch hail at 6 KGB. Also, I just caught this. Check your southwest. Just past Windbrook out by Sunburst. Looks like there might be a little bit of rotation going on there as well, and it is heading your direction. Add in another rotational couplet up by Fall River. Again, I'm seeing 30 knots of rotation.
Can definitely confirm we are in another rain-free basin. There is off to our northwest direction. I'm facing due west now, but I can see off just slightly to the west-northwest. That definitely a free basin right there. I don't see any wall cloud lowering, that kind of thing, but between the city lights reflecting off the clouds and the lightning, it's definitely helping to visualize, but nothing really pronounced lowering yet, nothing really seriously rotating that I can see yet, but it's a little far out in the distance, so I'm just waiting for it to get a little closer. KB9 EOP.
Yeah, I'm actually showing you right on the edge of the cell there. It should pass over and you'll get clearing for a little while. Then there's another cell. It's splitting, but the right split, contrary to the norm, is actually dying, and the left split is gaining in intensity, and that might pass just to your north. Check relative velocity again, because that's what I saw. Give me 1 second. Okay, just to your east-southeast, I'm going to call it about 095 degrees, almost directly over the top of Sun Prairie, but it's going to be pretty slow rotating. Exactly opposite that, so there's corners, etc. Again, it's slight, but it's there, at least on storm relative at 6 kgV.
I kind of want to believe that we're basically under in that whole area that I can tell from Sun Prairie from where I'm looking at is that basically I'm completely rain-free right now, and I think we're under a rain-free possible mesocyclone area.
Tornado vortex signature. Let me get measurement on it. Hold one. It's going to be just to your north-northwest. I'm sorry, north-northeast of 010 degrees. Hold one.
Definitely confirmed some lowering activity to my north-northwest, definitely. And I'm checking out the north-northeast location.
Yeah, if GPS is correct, we're talking 5.7 miles to your 9.3 degrees, just to the east of Kaiser, tornado vortex signature on L2.
MidWest 182 again. According to the velocity data, etc., that TVS looks to hit the Fall River area in about 20 minutes. 6 kgV.
Heading for that direction.
That, and I've got spotter network overlays turned on, so every time it updates, I'll at least be able to see where you're at and kind of help direct, but of course that's only once every few minutes. And I have to step away for about 30 seconds to get the head. I will be back ASAP. So, yeah, I'll let you know when I get back in 6 kgV.
Copy that. Appreciate it. KB9OP monitoring.
Okay, I am back on L2. I'm going to pull up L3 as well on my tablet so I can kind of keep track of what's going on there. And I will definitely be monitoring the situation in 6 kgV. Okay, good news is L2 shows that TVS having dissipated. It's now a level 2 mesocyclone. Looks like we've got radar indicated 1/2 to 1 inch hail. So be careful as you approach that thing. And I'll give you updates as needed in 6 kgV.
Yeah, just got on 151 right now.
I'm showing MidWest 122 being active on spotter network now as well. I don't know if he's on frequency, but I just saw him pop up on the overlay at 6 kgV.
Definitely have a wall cloud. Repeat, KB9UOP Midwest 125 as of, let me get my bearings, 2:12 a.m. We have a non-rotating wall cloud. I'm Still going to check this confirm rotation, but it is definitely a wall cloud.
Yeah, copy that. I'm going to go ahead and take note of that. 0212 wall cloud. Do you know what the location is? Is that storm that's headed towards Fall River?
Affirmative.
That. So I'm going to call that at this time. Standby 1. I'm going to call that 5 miles west of Columbus. Does that sound about right to you?
Would confirm it's about 5 miles north of my location, due north. West of Columbus, I'd probably say 5 miles north of the... Let's see, let me get my bearings here. Hold on, stand by. At 3 miles north of the East Bristol reference point, Dane County.
Copy. I'm going to have to pull up the reference point map. Hold one. Said it's about 5 miles north of the East Bristol reference point.
Make it 2 miles north of the East Bristol reference point, Dane County. But stand by. I'm looking at a possible funnel cloud. Please stand by. I got to check. I'm definitely seeing some lowerings here, and you might have to scratch the wall cloud report.
Yeah, copy that. Standing by.
Cannot confirm. Still, it's just too much action going on right now. I cannot confirm a funnel cloud, so I can definitely confirm a wall cloud, non-rotating.
Yeah, copy that. And I'm just kind of taking notes here since we can't do relay reports on Spotter Network, but I've got at this point wall cloud, non-rotating, 2 miles north of the East Bristol reference point. I'm looking at that location right now. Again, there's so much noise on the radar. It's really hard to tell what's going on. It's right again in a folded area, so I'll keep looking.
Creating all sorts of views. See the shape of, and it's trying to catch it between flashes. Very difficult, so I'm trying to get a look, see if I can see anything kind of rotate. Definitely got the roll shape with a little bit of a beaver tail hanging out of it, so I can confirm that, just can't confirm if it's rotating at this time.
I copy again. I'll keep looking. I'm not seeing on storm relative or radial velocity any particular rotation, but of course with all the folding and everything that's going on, it certainly doesn't mean it's not there. I do definitely have some rotation up just northeast of Fall River, though, so I'm keeping an eye on that as well. TV9 UOP N6 KGB, did I lose you?
Up, I'm right here just observing. Just keeping an eye on things.
Okay, copy that. Yeah, your last transmission was pretty choppy, so I was hoping you hadn't gone out of range. N6 KGB. And just as a kind of an update as to what I'm seeing on level 2 here is there's a bunch of cells that are all moving different directions at different speeds, and they're colliding and passing through one another, and it looks like what it's doing is it's making brief areas of rotation that are they'll start to spin up and then break away. But again, I'm keeping an eye on it, and we'll see what it does. And 6 KGB.
Copy that. I keep watching that western flank where these cells are. For those, there's some notching going on the western flank due to the low-level jet coming in from the west. That's what's feeding these things and creating a little updraft, little spin-ups, or at least what looks to be good, but I think it's getting a little limited on the cap, so I think it's still a little too strong for it to really explode. But I'll have to wait and see. At least that's what a lot of the SBC has been saying lately, so they're not sure if they're going to extend a watch for our area or not. So, but they've outlined our area for a possible concern.
Copy, and I've actually, I was just looking at the mesoscale discussion from earlier, the 1386, which covered western Wisconsin. You got some of Idaho and some of Minnesota in there, and it's doing pretty much what they said it was going to do. We've got a system coming in from the northeast, or northwest rather, and then a system that's blowing off to the east. So yeah, it's doing what they said it was going to do, and I just refreshed my NAM data on for QT. Let me have a look at that real quick. KGB. Okay, so looking at the QT, convective temperature right now is pretty high. I don't think we're going to hit convective temperature, so that's good. That means we're probably not going to get a big explosion. However, that having been said, when I move to about 4 o'clock, convective temperature comes down to 26.8 C, which, if my calculation's correct, is about 79-ish. So unless it cools off, there's a possibility. 10-6 KGB. Yeah, I just double-checked. I'm showing about 80.6 for the convective temperature. Yeah, I don't think we're going to hit that. So we should be pretty safe. Then, of course, as we go on throughout the rest of the day, the UT is not looking pretty for us. Once we hit 10 a.m., the cap comes down quite a bit, and I have no doubt we'll be able to get warm enough to break it. And 6 KGB.
Copy that. Just by the way, I read some of the SBC forecasts and the way we're at an enhanced risk tomorrow. I think initialization will probably be somewhere between us and Janesville, and then it'll just start heading towards Chicago, Indiana. Yeah, copy, and I definitely concur. I was looking at the convective outlooks for tomorrow as well, and right now they're showing on the probabilistic scale 30% of significant severe in southern Wisconsin, 45% of significant severe in northern Illinois, well, really almost all of Illinois. So, yeah, I think it's going to happen south of us, and then it's just going to explode into northern Illinois. One area of concern is that if we do hit convection, which I have no doubt we will, cloud bases should be about 3,000 feet, and we're going to be sitting on almost 3,100 joules per kilogram of CAPE. That's at KMSN. And mid-level shear is going to be pretty strong. I'd have to do the math, but just from eyeballing it, I'm going to say 30 knots or so, and 6 KGB. Oh, that's about the right ingredients you need to make us a supercell, KB9 UOP.
Yes, sir. We'll just hope it doesn't go crazy from there. And 6 KGB. And just another quick update, looking tomorrow about 6 o'clock. If we do manage to break that cap, and we're 28C or so by 6 o'clock, we're going to be sitting on about 3,500 joules per kilogram of Cape. So, yeah, again, things could get real interesting in 6 KGB.
That's definitely sitting on a powder keg. Wow. Just need the trigger.
Check the photographs real quick and see what kind of shear we're looking at. .680 millibar shear, 32 knots. 707 millibar shear of about 26. So we've got the 4 categories that we need there, and that's showing actually 3,436 joules per kilogram of Cape. So, and 6 KGB.
See that as the breeze is coming through, the temperature, I mean, it was stifling and humid. Now we got a breeze coming through, the temperature just dropped about 5 degrees already.
I'm showing weather stations at Madison reporting 76, which is about 2 degrees lower than it was before when you were reporting. And out at Juneau and Dodge County, 71F. So, yeah, that's a pretty considerable shift. Watertown, 70F. 76 up in the Dells, interestingly. And speaking of that, Dells is about to get hit by a nasty little thunderstorm there. And we've got another one heading towards Madison as well. 6 KGB.
This is WA4ORM with MidWest Severe Storm Tracking Response Center. Currently, we're looking at a line of thunderstorms that have moved through our area, a developing line of thunderstorms to our southwest, and a cluster of storms to our north, a bow echo to our northwest. These storms are largely remaining below severe limits. There is one group of storms that central Wisconsin area, Iowa, Dane, and Rock remain watch-free at this time, and there are no warnings on the cells that would affect us in the near future. So although we've been monitoring the situation, we're going to remain in condition green. There are potentially strong thunderstorms that are going to move through the area. However, at this time, the National Weather Service and Storm Prediction Center do not believe that these are going to get into severe limits because of the very strong cap over our area. This is WA4ORM.
WA4ORM and 6 KGB, just kind of informational. Myself and KB9UOP have been tracking some pretty nasty stuff for the last couple hours. I don't know if the guys at the SPC are sleeping or not, but there was a TBS just to the northwest of Sun Prairie a little bit ago. Visible wall clouds spotted by KB9UOP in that area as well. So, yeah, I'll definitely stick with the ground truth on this one, and 6 KGB.
Copy that. Was the wall cloud rotating?
That would be negative, Chad.
Copy that. Okay. Well, nonetheless, thanks for keeping a bit on the ground truth. I'll actually post that out with the group that you actually did see a wall cloud, a non-rotating wall cloud with the TVS in Sun Prairie.
After that, I was recording on the GoPro, so I we'll probably check the footage later, but definitely a non-rotating. I couldn't confirm any rotation. A lot of things were spinning around here and there, but there was definitely for a time there was a wall cloud with a beaver tail on the end of it, and but that quickly dissipated, and now we're just left with scud.
Copy that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. Thank you, Dan, and for doing that, and you guys being out there doing those nocturnals. The only person I would encourage at this point to do those nocturnals. I wouldn't encourage you to do the nocturnals, but I'm glad you're doing them. WA4ORM.
And just for the record, from N6KGB, the handle here is Rob, Romeo Oscar Bravo. Just for everybody's edification. Also, we have radar indicated 1 1/4 inch hail just northeast of Columbus. Let me get a measurement on that here real fast. That's going to be 4.3 miles to the, we're going to call it 314 degrees from Columbus. Again, radar indicated 1.25 inch hail. That's on level 2. And yeah, there's been stuff like this going on all night. They're popping up and shutting down and popping up and shutting down. So, N6KGB.
So be advised, Juneau and Adams County just went severe thunderstorm warned.
Copy that.
Yeah, copy. I'm just waiting on an update on level 2 here, and I'm sure that'll pop up on the warning polygon as well.
Copy that, Rob.
Also be advised, winds. We did for I'd say about 10 minutes ago. We didn't have any winds. It was just stifling, warm, humid air, and now winds have kicked up to about 10 to 15 miles per hour in our location just in the last 5 minutes. And the temperatures dropped. We're down to about 70 degrees out here.
And Dan, do you think that's RFD or do you think that's outflow?
Outflow, because before I was feeling the warm, humid air from the westerly low-level jet, but it's definitely outflow coming from the northwest coming down.
Copy. Hold on. Weather radio's going off.
Warning for Dodge County just went severe thunderstorm warned. There's a cell up near Mayville.
Casey 9K. Up around Stevens Point is severe warned, but I'm not getting polygons anywhere in Dane or Rock or Iowa counties. I'm still going to keep an eye on them, obviously, and I'll let you know what I see in N6KGB.
Was the severe thunderstorm warning?
Copy that. Severe thunderstorm warning until 3:15 a.m. Hazard 60 mile per hour wind gusts, quarter size hail, radar indicated for northeastern Dodge, southeastern Fond du Lac, southwestern Sheboygan, and northwestern Washington counties.
Copy that. I just forced a refresh, and I've got the severe warning on Dodge. I've got a severe warning on Juneau and a severe warning up near Stevens Point as well.
Also, we got some back building pop-up cells behind the one we were just tracking and the one to the northeast. It's also with our hail tracks. Considering where that derecho is still coming in, or bow echo, from the northwest, I would possibly recommend a condition yellow for Dane County, but that's your call, Chad.
Yeah, Those are are you talking about, so the cell in Sun Prairie is back building?
Not necessarily in the Sun Prairie area, but it's west of the cell that's over Fall River right now. It's there's a bunch of pop-up back building that's in between. Basically, we're just getting lots of pop-up areas. Things are trying to converge. We're getting some back. We've had some back building earlier, and we're getting that again. I can see it off to my northwest. There's a lot more cloud-to-ground lightning activity. And anywhere from my northwest all the way to my northeast, so I can see a cell popping up just north of the forest area, one over Poinette, central Columbia County. There's a bunch of pop-up that's been developing the last several paints. We also got one in Stock County that's heading our way, so I just kind of figure we've gotten a few warnings coming up now, so I'm just kind of concerned that maybe we should kind of jump it up at least for Dane, possibly Iowa. I don't think Rock's in any danger immediately anyway. So, but I know there's some cells off in the watched area, Grant County. Grant's watched, Richland's watched. So that's just the general consensus concern, just to be ahead of the game.
Copy that. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Be advised, they thought that the cap would suppress it, except in the more northern parts. I need to find out if there's any indication that the cap is breaking right now. But what you've reported, which would seem to suggest that.
Informational. I was looking at the SKUTs a little bit ago. And this is something that KB9UOP and I had discussed, that we were dangerously close to convection temperature. So those caps might be breaking. And I don't know, Chad, if you're looking at L2 or L3 radar right now, but we've got a cell that has built, and it's intensified over the last, say, 20 minutes or so near Dodgeville. That's going to be heading into Dane County. Another one that's popped up just over Wyoming, that's headed towards Sauk City, and then that big bow coming down from Minnesota. It's moving pretty fast. So yeah, when those things converge, that's obviously a pretty nasty recipe there. So I would concur on the potential upgrade in status in 6 KGB.
With additional information.
Yeah, copy. Go ahead with severe thunderstorm warning with northern Sauk.
Yep. Going to confirm that. With that, I figure we should probably go yellow.
Copy. Going to take it to condition yellow. Be advised, I'm sure you heard that, Dan, but the Marquette County Fair is going on WA4ORM.
I'm going to modify what I said earlier. There are portions of that cell headed towards Dodgeville which are intensifying. Other portions are becoming disorganized, but I'm going to keep watching that one as well and see if it starts to reorganize. And then all of the systems up to the north, near Montello, Partyville, Beaver Dam, etc., that's all new stuff that's popping up in 6 KGB.
Copy that, Rob. Boy, we should talk about you. See if you're interested in running a net or being a mod someday.
Well, yeah, I mean it's something to talk about at some point, definitely. I'm pretty busy in the real world, but I actually have run net before. Back in Phoenix, so it's something to talk about at some point. And 6 KGB.
Yeah, no burden. I wouldn't put you on a schedule. Just like if you find yourself in this situation, you feel you want to do it, that would be a great thing. So, WA4RM.
Yeah, I copy what you're saying. And that's, it's a possibility. If we get to that point, I don't have a problem directing a net if it comes down to it. So, yeah, it's definitely something I'll keep in mind. And 6 KGB.
Making a switch over here because I'm on my portable, getting things going. I probably should have done it before, but I thought I was going to be getting up earlier. WA4RM.
And KB9 UOP, just be advised that that system that just went over is definitely backbuilding. We've got reorganization coming over the top of Baker's Corners right now. If you're still stationary in the same location that I see you on GPS, it should be coming over the top of you in about 5 minutes. N6 KGB. Just weren't warned. Was it Marquette County? UOP N6 KGB. As discussed a couple of minutes ago, that back-built system should be over the top of you now, and it looks like there's another one just forming to the west of Wanakee that's going to be heading your direction as well. I'd say ETA on that one's another 2-3 minutes. N6 KGB.
Thank you for the information. I seem to be in a very good spot. Got a good viewing area, so pretty much almost all 360 degrees. So I'll definitely keep an eye on things and let you know if I see anything.
Yeah, copy that. I'm not seeing anything nasty on these. No rotation on base or storm relative. But yeah, you never know what these things can do, especially with the history of these systems tonight. So I'll keep an eye on them and let you know if I see anything worthy. N6 KGB.
In UOP, Midwest 125, we've had several severe thunderstorm warning counties: Sauk County, Columbia County, Dodge County, all counties to our north. Eventually that will make its way toward our area at this time. Recommend a possible full activation for Dane County.
Let's hold for a little bit on it, Dan. I understand where you're going with it, but I don't want to go to red quite yet because, hold on just a bit. We're already yellow, but so that's fine. If we're yellow, we should be all right, and technically we're activated and for full activation. So WA4RM.
PN 6 KGB, that system that's just popping up near Wanakee, it's folded, but it's showing some rotation. So you might want to keep an eye on that one as well. That's going to be, let's call it right now, at least on radar, it's about 15 miles to your, let's call it 225, 230 maybe, coming your way.
Copy that. I'll keep an eye on it. KB9 UOP.
So it does bear saying that on storm relative, I am seeing a little bit more rotation to, it's going to be almost directly west. We're going to call it west-northwest, 75 degrees, about 7.5 miles. That's going to be just south of Columbus. So again, about 7.5 miles to your 75 degrees or so. Just a little bit of rotation, but it's there. N6 KGB.
WA4ORM, Dan, yeah, I'm still having some technical problems here. The reason I don't want to go red is because of the lateness of the hour. Yet we got a yellow, and we'll let people absorb that. WA4ORM.
That. I'm sure they'll have plenty to absorb once the weather radio goes off. Hi.
Copy that.
Got 50 dBz or so just to your west-northwest, and another, let's call it 40 dBz heading right at you, and 6 kGb.
Stepped on you, Rob.
2 doubles.
Yeah, okay. This was for KB9UOP. I was just letting you know that that system that's coming at you from Wanakee is intensifying. I've got between 40 and 55 dBz.
I can confirm intensification.
Well, the model was right. It's just doing it a little later than we thought. WA4RM.
KB9UOP and 6 KGB. I show you heading northeast towards Columbus. Is that correct?
That's negative. I have not moved from my position.
Okay, copy that. Yeah, I was just going to give you a heads up. I don't know if it's showing up on level 3, but just past Columbus is 1 1/4 inch hail. So I was going to just give you a heads up to watch yourself. But if you're stationary, you're good to go. 6 KGB.
Copy that. My current position is County Trunk V Victor and 151. I'm right there at that intersection.
So I'm finally getting some attributes here.
Attributes are very good to have.
Tell you, it's a good thing this GPS is accurate, isn't it? And 6 KGB.
Got you, Dan, is stationary right on the line up there, WA4RM. You're kind of in between. Well, as of this paint at 326, you were kind of in between a couple cells.
Be that, just practicing my hook slicing.
You know what I think about that, WA4RM.
Copy that. I knew you'd like that.
And nocturnal.
I believe we are warned.
N6 KGB, Columbia County just got flash flood warned. I don't see severe warn on Dane yet. I did just force an update though, and I still show you traveling 46 miles an hour northeast on 151 N6 KGB.
Well, I'll have to have a little talk with my GPS. Apparently it moved on without me.
Okay, so another quick level 2 update. We've got more back building. We've got another system that's just popping up over Winbrook, Sun Prairie. Again, that's going to be heading your direction. KB9UOP, I put ETA at about 15 to 20 minutes. And we've got more as well to the south of that near Cottage Grove that's starting to pop up. So I'm going to go ahead and say that the cap has been busted, and we should really be on the lookout with these things at 6 KGB.
Yeah, and I'd say with the stronger cell over Dodgeville now, I think I'm going to go red on that one. And I'm just going to, Rob, I'm still going to just watch this one and I'm going to let you do what you're doing. I'm going to pretty much let you run the net unless you don't want to, because you seem to be having fun. And I'm just going to sit on the side, and if you want me to take it over, just say the word, WA4RM.
Yeah, copy that. I'm having fun. Normally I'd be in bed right now, but I saw the craziness going on radar and kind of jumped on, and I definitely don't have an issue with kind of directing things and letting people know what's happening where. So I'll be around for a little while at least at 6 KGB.
Yeah, I'm just, like I say, you seem to be having fun, so I don't want to interrupt your fun. WA4RM, thank you for filling in.
KB9 ULPN 6 KGB, are you getting anything that's coming at you right now?
Winds are very calm and steady. Temperature's about 67 here. We had a little bit of rain, but now it's lightening up, so we're getting kind of rain-free again.
Yeah, copy that. And there's a rain-free area coming towards you, and then that's going to be backed by another small top of Sun Prairie right now. The reason I was asking is that I've kind of been watching this little sort of inflow notch trying to develop right there by Baker's Corners, and that notch is right over the top of you right now. So I was curious if you were in 6 KGB.
Oh, but it's one heck of a light show out here. Can't wait to show the footage on this one. But yeah, winds. We did have a blast of backside winds from that last one that went through. A nice cool air breeze from the northeast. But nothing yet so far. Winds are very dead right now.
Hail, just getting ready to head through Sauk County. It's about to go over the top of Leland right now. 10-6 KGB. Also, just another break for coming over the top of Wisconsin Dells, right, a very large cell. I'm showing that radar coming over the top of Columbia in about half an hour at 6 KGB.
And even though it isn't, they didn't especially word it earlier for that, I tell you what, the shear in there and the rotation, especially at some of these startups, that's, I kind of expected that, and interesting that, I mean, the models were showing it. I don't know why they were so reticent to mention it, WA4RM.
Yeah, I agree completely. I've been watching this, and I was telling KB9U up here that, especially later this evening, we've got some pretty bees going on. But the Cape and everything has been shown as pretty high for a while, and why they haven't jumped on this before now, I have no idea. At 6 KGB. ORM at 6 KGB. I don't know if you're looking at radar right now or not, but if you are, can you check storm relative and just verify for me up by Oxford a fairly large rotational couplet?
Affirmative. I just got a new update, 317.08, posted 317.53 apparently. This one is not as strong as the previous peak.
not seeing it being very strong. I'm looking at maybe, but it's big. I'm measuring it about 4 miles across at 6 kgb.
Yeah, and there's a little hook by there by Endeavor, wrapping around by Endeavor, starting in Oxford, going down by Endeavor, and then there's a secondary hook that's going kind of by Wisconsin Dells. So, yeah, in fact, that could all be one part of one hook and flow to the whole thing.
Switch back over to base reflectivity real quick to get a look at that.
Nice little break there between that and Portage, and man, it sure looks like that's a little inflow and stuff's wrapping around there, but we'll see. It also looks like we have a developing cell that's a little discrete there, just south of kind of a tail end, Charlie. I think this is the stuff that was in Iowa County that seems to be strengthening between Loganville and Plains.
That hook you're talking about, you said it's right near Lewiston, right? Just southeast of Wisconsin Dells?
Correct.
Yeah, I can definitely confirm. I'm seeing that same thing. It looks like over the last 10 minutes or so, that little cell has intensified dramatically, and there's definitely an inflow notch forming at 6 kgb.
Wait for it, we're up Friday.
And I just checked level 3 on my tablet running Pickle, and I can see that notch on level 3 as well at 6 kgb.
And what about KB9UOP?
KB9UOP is changing batteries in his GoPro because I just ran out of juice, so having technical difficulties right now. But keeping an eye on the radar.
Okay, on the new frame, it looks like the, at least I'm checking relative velocity right now, but disappeared on level 2.
Yeah, I'm on 3.
It's gone off of relative velocity as well, but I do see a convergence couplet right near Decorah. So, and I've been seeing these all night, these big convergence couplets. We've got a lot of really strong lift. So this is going to go on for a while at 6 kgb.
Yeah, and I'm a little suspicious of the one, I'm really keeping an eye on that one that would be approaching Dan north of Wanakee, because again, you got that little, I'm thinking we're going to see, when those storms converge, I'm willing to bet we're going to see that same thing happen with that storm whose tail is hanging way down almost by Maple Bluff, and then going through Wanakee up to almost Arlington, but it's detached. It's not attached itself or converged at this time. But it's west of Dan, so I'm a little concerned about that.
Yeah, copy that. And that's another thing that's been happening pretty regularly tonight is these little storms, they'll converge and they'll kind of start to rotate and spin for a couple of minutes, and then they'll stop, and that's not really a good sign. Just want to just noticed another very large rotational coupling on relative velocity. Sauk County, that's going to be just to the measurement for you here real quick. Showing it 6.6 miles from Leland, fairly wide rotational couplet. Another issue we've been running into tonight, though, is that there's so much on this radar data that it's really hard to keep track of anything.
Yeah, and they've got the, that's the thing, NWS can actually look at the bins and see what they actually look like. They used to at least be able to look at a table, and so I'm sure they're probably looking at stuff and seeing things we don't know about.
Yeah, I'm sure they've got all kinds of information we don't have access to, but I also noticed on the Facebook page that they had Doppler on wheels in the area for some kind of event. I would be as well on 6 KGB.
That's just when flash flood warned. So I haven't even been looking at Ville on this. I'm going to check that out. I'm suspecting that you're going to have pretty high values there.
And 6 KGB, another informational. On level 2, cell marked number H8, that's Hotel 8, and Quebec 6. Now Quebec 6 is moving north, check that east-northeast at 40 miles per hour. Hotel 8 is heading southeast at 69 miles per hour. That could potentially up, so I'm going to be watching that and kind of keeping an eye on the area down by Dan as well at 6 KGB.
Looks like most of the action is happening on the northern section of this, I don't know if I want to call it a bow, more maybe like a loop. It's a quasi-bow. And so points north where there is a little less compromised by convection. It looks like that's where things are really firing the hardest, and we have a few wood reports too. This is WA4, I'm with MidWest Severe Storm Tracking Response Center. Currently, MidWest is in condition yellow for Dane and Rock. Rock, I'm throwing the gun a little early on that. And red for Iowa, although now it looks perhaps like we may be able to roll that back. We'll see if that area of clearing is going to move into there, or if the convection that's north of that is going to push down into it. There were a few cells that looked like they were compromised. But I'm holding off on those buttons for now based on what happened in Iowa. So at 3:35, we are in full activation mode in Iowa, and we are condition yellow in Rock and Dane, WA4 or up.
Okay, I think we might have finally gone red for Dane.
And 6 KGB break. Dane County did just get severe warned. Check that. That's Iowa and Dane have both gotten severe warning.
Okay, so we have just gone to condition red in Dane. Thank you for that update. And if you have the text, mine has not updated yet. WA4 or up.
Yes, sir. Text incoming. National Weather Service in Milwaukee has issued severe thunderstorm warning for Iowa. That's northern Iowa. Southern Sauk, Columbia, Green Lake, Dodge, northern Dane, southwestern Fond du Lac until 4:30 a.m. Break. Continues. At 3:35 a.m. CDT, severe storms were located along a line extending from Princeton to near Muskota, moving southeast at 55 miles per hour. Hazard 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Source radar indicated. Locations impacted include break. Locations impacted include Madison, Fond du Lac, Sun Prairie, Middleton, Beaver Dam, Waunakee, Waupun, Portage, Ripon, I guess, Mount Horeb, Windsor, Mayville, Columbus, Prairie du Sac, Marshall, Horicon, Sauk City, Juneau, Lake Wisconsin, and DeForest.
Copy. Pretty good pronunciation on the names, too. One big one that bugs people is Muscoda is actually Muscadet.
Well, I'll try to remember that. N6 KGB.
Yeah, they're kind of sensitive about that. Anyway, for them with an observation, this severe thunderstorm warning intersects the enhanced risk line that cuts across basically just about the middle of Dane County in the opposite direction. And we've got a few figures still. They're really trying to tail end Charlie, these storms, WA4RM.
KGB, do me a favor, look up and tell me if you see rotation.
Yeah, I headed northeast toward, right now I'm in Columbus, and I headed a little bit northeast, and I'm just getting out of the heavy rain precip, so it's kind of calming down, so I'll take a look here in a few seconds. A little bit of lowering earlier, so I decided to move northeast and double check my position, see if I could catch up to it, and I went a little too far, caught up to the rain precip, and so I'm kind of sitting tight, let it come to me.
Dan, are the rain shafts, do they look like they have rotation in them?
Negative, I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, L2 storm relative was showing some rotation, but again, it's another one of those that was there for a frame and then it's gone. I also just noticed the cell that's now headed towards Madison and the cell that's over the top of Excelsior right now. I scanned back a few frames, and that's a split. So I think we ought to keep an eye on that one that's over Excelsior, because that's going to be the right-hand split, and see if that intensifies N6 KGB.
I don't have Excelsior as a reference for some reason, maybe not on my any list. Is there another town you could reference?
Yeah, actually, so where I'm seeing it right now on L2, the Mezzo, which is uniform 7, is low east-northeast of Muscadet. We're going to call it 13 miles east-northeast of Muscadet. Its track right now is south-southeast. It's going to go over the top of Livingston and into Lafayette County.
Copy.
That cell actually split into a tree, one of which is stationary right over the top of Muscadet right now at 6 KGB.
And then we have that little cell down in just east of Darlington, and in an hour it's going to reach Rock County. So with that and the other stuff going on, I may be ready to go to red for Rock County here in a little bit, WA4RM.
Are you talking about the... Yeah, it's going to be just east of Darlington. I don't know if you get the same label as me, but I've got it Zulu 6 headed toward miles per hour and 6 KGB.
Yep, copy Zulu 6. One thing, so it's obvious we're both working off of MKX radar. One thing, we should probably always calibrate that, because if you go to another radar, the cell ID will be different. WA4RM.
Yeah, copy that. That's actually something of which I was not aware, so that's good information to have. Thank you very much. Also, KB9 UOP, just be advised, you have a cell just to your southwest. Let me get you a measurement. 5 miles to your southwest with radar indicated half-inch hail. So be careful of that, and 6 KGB. As this big bow is coming, it's actually blowing cases. Some cases changing their direction, some cases not changing their direction. I'm actually east at 6 KGB.
WA4 KB9UOP. Dan, how do you feel about where you're at? You seem to be sitting in a lot of rain to me, but that's you may have better sight than what I think. WA4.
Been kind of floating around between the notches there. I'm making my way back toward the Sun Prairie area at this time on 151, so I should be getting into another rain-free area pretty soon. A lot of the stuff I've just been seeing from my observation is there's shear, but it's basically all surface-based, about 850 millibarge. I don't think we're getting mid or high level, so we're just not getting shear with height. And the shear we are getting, I think, is on the scale of 20, 30 knot, kind of weak rotational shear. But it's we'll get we got this bowl lines that are coming in from the northwest, so we're getting on some northwest wind, and we got a 20 to 30 knot low level jet coming in from the west. So that provides a little directional, but it's not with the height. We're just getting it at the surface, so things kind of wall out a little bit, and then it just kills it right away. It's just not enough to get the rotational effects at the ground going, so because we just don't have that shear with height.
And National Weather Service has just included Iowa, southern part of Iowa, in this severe thunderstorm warning, and northeastern Lafayette, northern Rock, and Greene County until 4:45. 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts, they say. And Madison, Janesville, Fitchburg, Watertown, Middleton, Whitewater, Hartford, Stoughton, Port Atkinson, Monroe, Verona, Oregon, Jefferson, McFarland, Monona, Mount Horeb, Lake Mills, Milton, Edgerton, and Mayville. Take shelter immediately. That's starting to get up to hurricane force, if that is correct. WA4RM.
And I can definitely confirm that, because just before you came over, still gentlemen, it's HB.
Means that Midwest is now in full activation mode for all 3 counties. Of course, if you want to check into the net and you've been monitoring, you may do so. WA4RM.
WA4RM and 6 KGB. Just from a procedural standpoint, at this point, I'm just going to kind of let you take over and handle the traffic, and I will be monitoring and giving radar reports as necessary at 6 KGB.
Very good, WA4RM. So, again, Midwest condition is in condition red. I've got KC9KDA checking in. Any other stations that wish to check in may do so now, WA4RM.
KC9IAR checking in.
KC9IAR, go ahead.
2 miles southwest, Shorewood Hills reference point. KC9IAR.
Copy, KC9IAR, WA4RM.
And 6 KGB for official check-in.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm 1 mile west of the Shorewood Hills reference point in Dane County.
Copy 1 West, Shorewood Hills, WA4RM.
KC9KDA check-in. Can you hear me now, Chad?
Yeah, go ahead.
1.5 miles east of the Madison Truex Airport reference point, Dane County.
Copy that, WA4RM. Currently, we are at severe thunderstorm warned north and south by 2 separate warnings for Dane and Iowa, and north by Rock County. Currently, radar is showing quasi-bow segmented line heading to the almost not quite a loop. Hard to describe, actually. But this line of storms is moving to the southeast. Actually, it's moving more east, southeast, and but I suspect it's going to be translate a little more southeast as it goes on. We also have a small cell that's been huffing and puffing down there between Darlington and Monroe. So we'll see how that affects. Again, hazard is, we're getting a lot of hail markers and potentially 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts, WA4RM.
Too informational.
Go ahead.
Yeah, from having tracked this thing for the last few hours, basically doing is the main system was heading southeast. It's now intercepted another set of cells that have been heading to the east-northeast. And the whole thing is kind of backing itself and reorganizing in the east. So we've got this strange, like WA4RM had said, it's kind of like a bowl kind of thing. And we've got part of it that's moving to the southeast, part of it that's moving to the east-northeast. And we've got a lot of reorganization off to the west, so it's kind of a whole line we have to keep an eye on, and 6 KGB.
WA4RM, thanks for that radar update.
Feeling the wind gusts, KB9 UOB.
Go ahead.
Gusts about 40 at least, and make that 50.
Oh, God.
I'm going to pull over. Hold on. KB9 UOB. We'll be clear and monitoring.
Copy. Stay safe, Dan.
I want to add one more. Visibility is down to near zero.
Copy. Visibility near zero. And this is WA4RM with an update. Again, just reminding those of you who might be waking up that we have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings, potential of hail, and warning for 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts. We have KB9 UOP up there that's experiencing some higher winds. How you doing, Dan, WA4RM?
Miles north, Sun Prairie reference point, Dane County, time 4:02 a.m. 60 mile per hour wind gusts, Near zero visibility, sideways rain. Source KB9UOP.
Okay, so you got a 60 mile per hour wind gust. What's your location again, Dan?
Miles north of the Sun Prairie reference point, Dane County.
You get cut off just before north, WA4RM.
2 miles north, Sun Prairie reference point, Dane County. 60 mile per hour plus wind gusts. That is estimated. Source KB9UOP, time 4:02 a.m.
Copy, WA4RM.
KGB report.
Go ahead.
Yeah, time of report 4:04 a.m. Time of condition was, I had a quick maybe minute, winds 45 to 50 miles per hour, rain, and that's heading to the west of me. And again, I'm 1 mile west of the, and I'm sorry, that's coming from the west, so it's heading east. I'm 1 mile west of the Shorewood Hills check-in point. Where's myself? 6 KGB.
Thank you for that report.
KGB report.
And 6 KGB, go ahead.
Thank you. Yeah, this is informational. We have radar indicated tornado vortex signature. It's going to be coming over the top of Columbus. I think that's Columbia. It might be Dodge County, but it's getting ready to come over the top of Columbus right now. That's a rather strong signature heading east-northeast.
Copy that and confirm that there's a TVS in Columbus, WA4RM. I don't have the text yet, but National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning for southern Dodge County. I do now, although this is not our county, it means we're really tripping up here. Tornado warning for southern Dodge County, southeastern Wisconsin until 4:45 at 4:08 a.m. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is located near Columbus, moving east at 50 miles an hour. Hazard, tornado, source radar indicated. Juneau around 4:20, Watertown around 4:25. And Houstonburg around 4:30, WA4RM.
And UOP Midwest 1 says 125 position report update moving northeast toward Columbus.
Copy, and you can do so safely, I assume, Mr. Man. Have the gust front winds cleared for you there, Dan?
That's a negative. Be a negative. Back to net, KB9OP.
Copy, WA4RM. And this is WA4RM with an update. Currently, Midwest is in condition red for all 3 counties, full activation. 2 severe thunderstorm warnings north and south. We have had reports of 60 and 50 mile an hour wind gusts with these storms. There is a tornado warning to our northeast in Columbus for southern Dodge County, WA4RM.
22 informational.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Victor Zero, the TVS has reversed direction. It's now heading west-northwest towards Poinet in Columbia County. Also, at my location, that's 1 mile west of the Shorewood Hills check-in point, I am getting rotational rain bands. It's not strong rotation, but there is some counterclockwise rotation with these rain bands that's coming down on top of me right now, N6 KGB.
Copy that, WA4ORM.
UOP N6 KGB, be careful as you approach that thing. It's getting ready to come over the top of that freeway you're on right now. I believe that's 151, N6 KGB clear.
Lieutenant 2, fighting the winds, so just keep talking to me. KB9 UOP, Midwest 125. I'll be listening.
KB9 UOP N6 KGB, that TVS is going to go right over the top of the 151-73 interchange. Again, that's the 151-73 interchange. So proceed with serious caution when you get near there. N6 KGB clear, back to net control.
And just be advised, Dan, I was getting like 53 knot, 41 knot rotational couplet there. It's probably higher than that, WA4ORM. Now 72 knots and 57 knots rotational couplet, Dan. So watch it, WA4ORM.
Informational.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Victor Zero, that TVS has switched course again. It is now heading north-northeast towards North Lowell, Burnett, etc., N6 KGB.
Copy. I suspect that it's goofing up the attributes because it's rotating, WA4ORM. At 412, Dan, the tornado was located 7 miles east of Columbus, moving east at 50. Down trees were reported in Columbus, WA4ORM.
Yeah, just entering Columbia County now.
Yeah, 182, I can actually confirm that on radar, looking at relative. It is moving east. It did go through Columbus, and it's going to be passing Kleiman any minute, N6 KGB.
And we now have a second TVS as well. This TVS, not sure of the storm cell, but I'm showing now two TVSs, the one east of Columbus and south on a tail end Charlie, and it's cell number V0, Victor 0.
Victor Zero is actually the one we've been tracking. You're seeing a second one?
Oh, goodness. Well, yeah, that's the same one, but there seems to be two TVSs there, both registering for cell V0. Must be something wrong with my setup. I'll try to refresh.
Yeah, either that or potential multi-vortex. Again, Dan, proceed with big caution, because if that's a multi or a satellite, that could get real dicey, N6 KGB.
Yeah, it's the first time I've ever seen a TVS, two TVSs on one cell.
Right. Some bearings. I need to head east to catch up to it. Do I take 73 or 33?
Seem to have the better road network there, N6 KGB.
Again, you came in scratchy to me.
KV9 UOP N6 KGB, from the looks of it, if you want to stay south of it, you're going to want to take by one. I think it's 60.
Dan, be advised. I think this thing is rain wrapped. I don't think you'll get to see anything.
UOPN 6 KGB. If you take 16 east, then when it tees at 26, go north and then east on 60. That's going to keep you south. As it's currently heading northeast. That'd be your, east northeast. That'd be your safest approach.
Did you copy that, Dan?
Copy.
And also be advised that in and around that TVS, I'm showing 79.7 kilograms per meter squared. I don't know what you're going to be able to see. It's going to be rain wrapped. You might be able to see damage if there's a damage path. WA4 or up.
6 KGB, I'll confirm that. I'm showing 80 kilograms per meter squared at 66 dBz. WA4ORM, I'm also seeing what you were talking about. There is definitely a second TVS. I'm showing one is up to the north, which is going to be Beaver Dam, Minnesota Junction area, and then we've got another one to the south by Climbing, N6 KGB.
Copy that. Gus Front just reaching me here in Belleville at this time. WA4 or up.
Also, KV9 UOP, if you're going to head east down 16, just be real careful, man, because the one of those TVSs is actually south of 16, and it looks like it might cross heading northeast. So, be real careful. N6 KGB.
That already got road sign debris. There's a sign, a mileage sign that got damage coming through here. I'm just south of 16 and 151. I'll be getting off of that exchange and heading east on 16.
Copy that, and I'll forward updates if anything changes in 6 KGB. Break. Second tornado vortex signature now. Storm cell Delta 2. That's going to be west of Fitchburg, heading southeast towards Janesville, Evansville. Janesville should be in, looks like about 45 minutes. Evansville, half an hour. Brooklyn, 15 minutes. I'm going to keep an eye on that as well. N6 KGB.
Can you give me an update on where you have that TVS? I do not have it, and I'm hoping it's east of me, but I'm not sure.
Stand by when I'm getting a measurement. I'm showing that 7.5 miles from Fitchburg at 272.6 degrees. So we're going to call it 270. Again, that's 7.5 miles west of Fitchburg.
Yeah, that could impact me. I still don't see that, though. Dan, how are you doing? WA4 or up?
9 UOP report.
Red.
26. Can't get a reference point at this moment in time, but I'm right at I just hit it 716 from Columbus. Major water over the roof. Almost impassable. I have the roof. So we've got lots of 3 here in the Columbus.
And that's on Highway N16, correct?
W4RM and 6KGB. I'm showing, and I know this is going to be a few minutes behind, but I'm showing Dan at the interchange in Columbus, so he's probably well behind that thing.
Copy, WA4RM. Seeing some broad rotation in my area, not certain exactly. It's not cohesive. I can't tell what's going on, but I don't know how close that thing is to me. It looks like it would be to my north or northwest, and it may be coming on me. Would you like to take the net? I don't feel comfortable at this point. Hold on just a minute. Let me take another look at that.
Yeah, and you know, that rotation, at least on level 2, has broken up. The vortex signature is no longer there. That cell is now just to the west-southwest of Verona, and it's heading east-southeast, so it's going to cross over Fitchburg and then Oregon.
Yep, and that confirms the rotation that I'm seeing. And we'll see what happens with this. I guess I can stay put for now. WA4RM.
Yeah, copy that. Hey, but if you've got to take cover, you take cover, and I'll take over and direct things from here. N6KGB. KB9UOP, N6KGB. If you were just trying to transmit, it only came through in just a quick burst of noise. There wasn't a whole lot there. Informational.
Go ahead.
Yeah, cell Victor 0 is no longer showing rotation. There is still a very broad rotation there, but it's loosened up quite a bit, so it looks like that thing's dying out. There is still a little bit of a rotational signature on radial and storm relative, but it's not real tight anymore.
Yeah, confirmed. I'm thinking that it's mostly here now, and it's pretty much based on the rain that's coming down right now. I think it's offsetting the air.
Copy that. And KB9UOP, if you can hear this, that system to your east is, it looks like it's possibly gone, that NATO. If you still want to get, a quick damage assessment or, whatever, obviously that'd be welcome, but it looks like most of that rotation's dead. N6KGB.
And I still haven't heard Sullivan on the backbone yet, WA4RM.
Whose responsibility is that, N6KGB?
Well, I'm sure due to the short fuse that, although, they can't, there has to be a watch before they can go in there or they have to get called in, so there's probably some logistics going on there, WA4RM. But I've been submitting some of these reports via Facebook. Dan, were you ever able to get a location on your water over curb and debris at 426? Go ahead.
Columbus is...
really broken up, Dan. We could hardly get that. Try again, Dan.
Major tree debris down. Rolled limbs. We'll check that. Hold on. Got major flooding. Go back to about 426. About 1 mile north of the Columbus reference point, Columbia County. Major water over the roads, making them impassable, completely flooded. I've got every which block I'm turning to, there are major tree damage all over the place. At least I'm measuring at least anywhere from 7 to 8 inch diameter trees. A couple of them we got a couple 10s. Over the road, impassable. Just lots of debris and damage. I got power lines down. It's a pretty big mess down here.
Greg?
Go ahead.
182, Victor Zero has gone TDS again. It's headed pretty much the same direction, east-northeast, but it has tightened up into a vortex mixture again, and 6 KGB. Location on that is going to be right over the top of Kleiman, headed towards Hartford, and 6 KGB.
Dan, that report also was submitted via Facebook. At 426, 1 mile north Columbus, water over curb completely flooded, and 7 to 10 inch diameter trees, power line downs, and major blockage from you.
Copy, KB9 open. Copy me, Jeff.
Yes, affirmative, copy.
Got major damage in this area. It's just too dark to see structural wise. We've got power lines down. We've got I'm gonna go out and measure and get more information for you, but it's just trouble getting out of Columbus at this time because of either flooding, tree damage, power damage, so I'm pretty much stuck here.
Copy. Still 1 mile north Columbus?
Columbus is a side footnote. I mean, there's several. This is Columbus metropolitan area. Passable. It's a mess.
Okay, so currently we still have a severe thunderstorm warning for northern Rock, southern Dane, southern Iowa, and we still have a tornado warning issued at 4:25. We just that it went in. It's almost ready to expire for southeastern Dodge County, and lots of damage apparently in the Columbus area. So if you're going through Columbus, I recommend avoidance. According to KB9UOP, that is impassable. If you've been monitoring, you know that. WA4ORM. Now, we are still standing by to take any reports that you might have, we encourage you to do so if you see weather in your area. Even if it's not severe, I'll take it. May not get relayed directly to National Weather Service, but I'll take any reports. But please leave it clear if we have any severe reports, WA4ORM. Leave a break. Early morning nets, not as good. WA4 Orem. And of this paint, current radar looks like we're organizing more into a bow shape at this time. The area up by Columbus has, up by the area of this tornado warning, much more of a comma shape up there. So we have the stationary front to our southwest, just west of Dubuque, and 60% chance of a watch being issued, WA4 Orem. If there was a severe thunderstorm watch issued, forgive me, valid until 1500 UTC, which would make it, I think, about 10 o'clock our time. I'll get the particulars, WA4 Orem.
EOB break.
Dan? Go ahead.
EOB to net control.
Go ahead.
Complete power failure in Columbus.
Copy. Complete power failure in Columbus.
Thunderstorm warning issued for Rock for VX10 Sierra.
Correct. And just getting to that there, Tim. Severe thunderstorm warning for Walworth, Lafayette, Rock, and Greene County until 5:30 a.m. with a line of thunderstorms extending along the line from Palmyra to near Scales Mound, moving southeast at 70 miles an hour. The hazard is now 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Source law enforcement. So Janesville, Beloit, Whitewater, Monroe, Elkhorn, Lake something, Lake Geneva, Milton, Evansville, East Troy, Broadhead, Williams Bay, Darlington, Delavan Lake, Walworth, Clinton, Fontana, and Fontana on Geneva Lake, Darien, Orfordville, Schultzburg, and Monticello. WA4 Orem. Here is WA4 Orem with an update. Midwest is in condition red all three counties. We have what is now pretty much at least a line of thunderstorms, still pretty much a quasi-bow with a comma head up by where the tornado warning was issued in Columbia County. A severe thunderstorm warning issued 4 points east of there in a very long box. I'll call it a bow echo box. In front of this line, just gave you the parameters. Pretty much goes from the western part of the state all the way through past Elkhorn. And so that means that Rock County is next under the gun, WA4 Orem.
WA4 ORM. I got tree damage.
Copy. Go ahead, Heidi.
I can't give you time because I just came out of the house and opened up the garage door, and I have a 10-inch diameter tree branch down in my driveway, 1.5 miles east of the Madison Tracks Airport reference point.
Copy, Heidi.
For additional. Daniel B to net control.
Go ahead.
Just additional information. Anybody traveling along I-151 between Sunbury, Columbus area, just please avoid it. We have lots of obstacles, obstructions, trees, construction equipment. I've got a sign overturned, one of those light-up signs overturned on an off-ramp trying to get onto southbound 151 from Columbus. We just watched the power flash and completely go out. So we got power up in this area. So anybody traveling through that might be listening to the frequency, please try to avoid this area. Take alternative routes if possible. The police and fire vehicles are all over the place out here.
Copy. Lighted road sign overturned, and is that blocking the roadway?
It's blocking the on-ramp to southbound 151 from 16.
At this point, I'm going to move Iowa County back to condition yellow due to the fact that the storms have pretty much exited the area. Rock County is just about starting to get into it. You're currently under severe thunderstorm warning for Rock County, and possible 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. And we're going to take Iowa County out and down to condition yellow, and we will probably be taking Dane County to condition yellow shortly. WA4ORM. And WA4ORM. And right now, let me get a zoom in on this for a radar update. Can't get an exact range, but northwest of Evansville, we have cell D2 with 100% possibility of hail, of a half inch or greater, not indicating the possibility of severe hail, though. I will say that the cell that passed through here, although there were hail markers, I had no hail. WA4ORM.
Great.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we got another TVS on radar, cell Echo 5. That's going to be just north of Janesville. Let me get your distance. Stand by one. It's 7.1 miles northwest of Janesville. It's going to be heading to the east. Looks to intercept Caution-Kanong, 15 minutes. Cold Spring, 30 minutes. Oak Hill, 45 minutes. 60 HP.
Copy, and that, and for everyone who just monitored that, there is a notch there, so it is very possible, and we're starting to see a little appendage by Janesville there. Although the couplet isn't showing as very strong at this time, that could change in the next paint, and the TVS has gone away. But I would use caution there if you are east in that location just mentioned by Rob, WA4ORM.
Kind of FYI, I've got another branch down 15 inches in diameter. Same location, same side of my property, but yeah, that's about all I can see so far. Ooh, nice lightning. I'm going back in. So that would be the 1.5 miles east of the Madison Truex Airport reference point.
Copy that, Heidi.
I have one tree that's been kind of not down, but it's definitely tilted.
At 1.5 east, Truax, Heidi, I didn't get that part.
I'm sorry, 1.5 miles east of the Madison Truex Airport reference point. You guys are not going to have fun tomorrow.
Yep, WA4ORM. And your report was also submitted via Facebook.
you very much, sir.
182 information.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Chad, I think you had mentioned this before. The E5 did break up. It's no longer showing a TDS. I do definitely want to point out and sort of reconfirm there is a notch forming just east of Janesville, roughly south of where that TDS shows on radar. They could, of course, be the same thing just because of the way this works. But I'm going to be keeping an eye on that for a few minutes, and then I'm going to have to check out. But just wanted to give you that information at 6 KGB.
Copy that. And I am seeing a meso storm relative 5 and cell H6. Yeah, right by that little notch there. And so I would keep an eye on it if I'm east of Janesville in that area out near the gust front. There's just enough of a little notch there that this is kind of how this thing began in Columbus. So if I was in Rock County, I would keep my eyes out for this situation, WA4 or up.
I also just want to point out that for the entire rest of the day, we're in enhanced risk, and from the soundings, or the atmospheric soundings of the QT diagram, later on today, depending on what the temperature, there's a pretty good possibility of developing.
Yeah, affirmative. And based on what I saw earlier on some of the modeled photographs, I would say you could put tornadoes in the forecast as well, and I think we're already beginning to see this, because I think there's sufficient shear that will cause enough rotation that we may very well see this as that stationary front hangs around us. WA4 or up.
Yeah, agreed. I'm showing, for example, for 10 o'clock, over 2,000 joules per kilogram of CAPE and like 35 to 40 knots of bulk shear. That's a good probability.
Yep, haven't looked at the current photographs. Thank you very much for all of your analysis and work this evening. We had Rob step in, and he was there when this stuff was happening. And thanks to Dan for his ground truth report. I was ready to turn it back over based on what I had saw and what the SBC had said. And fortunately, these two guys are hanging in there, and I had it wrong, and they had it right, and thank you very much. WA4 or up.
Yeah, you're more than welcome. Here I am. And it's bound to change the next time this thing paints, but right now I'm showing TVS again. 6 KGB.
That, and we're also showing another Delta 2 is showing a meso that is in the southwest portion of Rock, getting ready to exit Rock, so we're happy about that. But for Vince's group down there, there may be a little concern for him. So WA4 or up.
So again, storm cell Bravo 2 is on. Looks to impact Milwaukee in about 20 to 30 minutes. See what that does on 6 KGB.
Yeah, I'm sure Greg and Skip are on that. And over at Mesa, Milwaukee Area Skywarn Association. So that's great. And who knows, maybe they're even monitoring. WA4RM. MidWest 101 with an update. Currently, is moving through the Rock County area about midway through, and I'm going to take Dane County down to condition yellow, and as mentioned earlier, we are in an enhanced risk, and be advised too that the cell that the storm marker Delta 2 that is exiting southwestern Rock County, now showing a TVS. We've been seeing this in breaks on the line. That's not uncommon. However, these might not be false. There may at least be brief rotation there, so you need to be aware of that as this gust front moves through. One of these, of course, did produce, as you heard earlier, a possible tornado in Columbus. Lots of damage and flooding in Columbus at this time. If you are traveling this morning and you're a ham radio operator and you're going between Sun Prairie and Columbus on Highway 151, it should be avoided. WA4RM.
182 informational again. We got what looks like the beginnings of a notch between Aston and Avalon. Of course, this may be just another one of those where it's teasing us and it's going to break up, but it's definitely starting to cut in there at 6 kGb.
Copy that. WA4RM. And this is WA4RM with MidWest Severe Storm Tracking Response Center. Currently, we have a severe thunderstorm watch for counties to our south, and we are, and that includes Rock County, and we have currently a line of cells that is just moving out of, has moved out of Dane County, moved out of Rock County, or Iowa County, and is just about to move out of Rock County. There's notches in the lines have been throwing TVS's, tornadic vortex signatures, and rotational mesocyclone signatures as they've been passing through. Some of these have, at least one of these did in fact produce a tornado up in Columbia County and in Columbus. And so we're just monitoring this as it works through. I'm going to take Iowa down to green, and shortly I'll be taking Dane down to green, WA4RM. Go ahead.
Yeah, Chad, I'm going to go ahead and check out at this point. I'm going to try and get a few winks before I have to be 9 o'clock, but I will be monitoring radar from work, and I'll have my HSO. If we have to reactivate, I'll be around. Just a reminder for everyone, we are at an enhanced risk today, and pretty much all of Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio are at a moderate risk. So it can get pretty dicey for the rest of the day. So anyway, I'm going to take off for a bit, and I'll be around later. M6 KGB is clear.
See that, and thanks again very much. As I mentioned earlier, for those of you who might be waking up to rumbles of thunder, Rob did a real great job this evening and stepping in. And of course, if that's exactly what folks should do, if you don't hear somebody on the net, don't be afraid to step up to the plate. If you feel you want to, you don't have to. Step up to that plate and try your hand at net control. And we thank him very much for his contribution. And, of course, good old KB9UOP out there in Columbus. making reports. We appreciate that too. WA4ORM.
WA4ORM.
Go ahead.
I think too I am going to check out and kind of start getting things moving around here since I'm awake. KC988.
Yeah, I may have to engage in your favorite drink here in a little bit. I'm not sure if I want to do that and go get shut-eye before I have to go get up at 10 and go to do my 2 hours of driver's ed or not. So I expect that's exactly when things are going to start hitting again, just about the time I have to go to work. So WA4ORM.
Yeah, affirmative. I got to pick one up at 10 o'clock. I got to drop them off about 7:30. So I got one at 10 and one at noon. So if it's bad, I may pull them out a little bit early.
Copy that. Well, you have a nice night, Heidi, and thank you for checking in. WA4ORM.
You bet, Chad. Have a good morning. Yeah. KC9KDA. Got my coffee perking already.
KP9EOP, want to thank everybody for participating, helping me out through the situation. Back home safe. And I got a full shift of work ahead of me. So, 73's y'all, and I guess when we have our next meeting, I'll show you what I got for footage. I think it's going to be pretty cool. So we'll catch y'all later. Thank you again. Be safe out there. KB9EOP. We'll be clear.
And just be advised, also have information that Mount Horeb probably took a pretty good hit from this storm, from the thunderstorm winds. Lots of trees and wires down and roads obstructed. So that looks like that might have been more indicated by the straight line winds from that. But then again, that's kind of hard to say. So very interesting. Will be interesting to see what happens. WA4ORM. This is WA4ORM with an update. Currently, two of our counties, I have changed to green, which is Iowa and Dane. And even though, and since rock has fallen out of its severe thunderstorm warning, I've changed it to yellow. Shortly, it will be going to green, and I will be going to bed. WA4ORM. And at this point, I'm seeing that all the severe activity is south of Rock County in the Iowa, across the Illinois border. So at this point, I'm going to take Rock County down to condition green. And that means that at this point, we're going to shut down the net and open the radio up for normal amateur use. We do appreciate the use of this repeater from Ralph and Al and Matt and all the folks who maintain it. And we appreciated everybody who contributed to this situation. And I want to thank you again for your participation, WA4ORM. Good morning.